Another image from the lens of E.J. Belloc immortalizes a Storyville courtesan in 1912. Dressed in a simple combination and dark stockings, she poses naturally in front of a wooden door with a gaze that blends confidence and vulnerability. The surroundings, including a detailed carpet and modest chair, highlight the contrast between the simplicity of daily life and the glamour anticipated by visitors to this iconic district. Laura Bell McDaniel, known as one of the most influential madams of Colorado, was a charismatic and controversial figure of the Wild West. Renowned for her skill in managing high-class establishments, Laura was known for providing luxury and entertainment to her clients while maintaining a strong presence in social and political circles. In this image, two women, known as soiled doves, pose in a decorated room as they navigate the challenges of their profession. Some women found fortune by marrying and attaining instant respectability, while others used their earnings to open establishments or saloons. However, many succumbed to alcoholism, opium addiction, or faced violence and diseases such as syphilis and tuberculosis. Pearl de Vere, celebrated for her charm and success as a madame in Cripple Creek, Colorado during the gold rush, was adored for her elegance and care for her staff. At 35 years old in 1897, her life was tragically cut short by an accidental morphine overdose. However, in her memory, the town hosted the most extravagant funeral ever seen, honoring her impact and the admiration she garnered within the Wild West community. Lou Graham was a pivotal figure in shaping Seattle during the late 19th century, running the city's most sophisticated establishment. Her staff were cultured and multilingual, and the luxurious atmosphere attracted politicians and businessmen. Graham used her influence to shape laws and fund infrastructure projects essential for local development. After her mysterious death in 1903, her impact on Seattle's social and economic history remained a topic of debate, leaving a transformative legacy. Reclining on a sofa adorned with embroidered cushions, this young Storyville courtesan appears lost in thought. Wearing a delicate nightgown, her relaxed pose and the richly decorated setting hint at a carefully curated environment to welcome clients. Framed by dark curtains against a polished wooden door, a young courtesan from Storyville poses in a satin dress that softly reflects light, highlighting her graceful silhouette. With a playful gaze and delicate gestures, she emanates mystery and sophistication. In New Orleans' red light district, charm and style were as vital as the luxurious settings that surrounded them. Dressed in elaborate attire and with a captivating posture, this saloon girl from Alaska in the 1890s represents the charm and audacity of the women working in Wild West saloons. In addition to dancing and entertaining, they often sold drinks, earning commissions on each sale. Frequently mistaken for courtesans, some combined these roles, but most sought opportunities in a male-dominated frontier marked by harshness. With a serene gaze and composed posture, this lady from Storyville takes a moment of introspection. The plain backdrop contrasts with her delicate beauty and the details of her attire, reflecting E.J. Belloc's effort to capture the humanity and grace of these women. Photographed in 1912 at the peak of New Orleans' red light district, this image underscores the poise and elegance of the courtesans living in that transformative era. With a relaxed pose and provocative attire, this worker from a Storyville establishment in New Orleans illustrates the vibrant daily life of the district in 1912. The only legalized red light district in North America, Storyville thrived between 1897 and 1917, offering music, celebrations, and companionship. These women played a crucial role in shaping local culture, particularly in the emergence of jazz, which flourished in this dynamic environment. This photograph from the Klondike establishment in the Wild West, dated 1890s, captures an iconic moment as a soiled dove plays billiards. Dressed in a corset and lace stockings, the woman displays a carefree demeanor while playing, contrasting with the challenging realities of her work. In this stylized image, a typical scene from a Wild West establishment is depicted, capturing the extravagant and provocative atmosphere. Although the identities of the individuals are unknown, the interaction reflects the dynamic between courtesans and clients, common in saloons and entertainment houses of the 19th century. This photo features Bess Ricard, a notable figure in the Wild West's establishments, especially in Wallace, Idaho. As the owner of one of the region's most renowned establishments, she played a crucial role in the local economy, serving a diverse clientele that included gamblers, fur trappers, cowboys, and miners. Under the dim light of a lamp, two women observed the street from the window of an establishment in Peoria, Illinois, in 1938. The rooms, usually located on the second floor, housed 6 to 12 women led by a madam who rigorously chose their clients. While luxury establishments offered champagne, piano music, and fine cigars, honky-tonks followed a straightforward model with brief interactions at the bar before heading upstairs. Etta Clark, small in stature but fiery in temperament, arrived in El Paso with a fierce spirit and stood out as a controversial figure in the industry of sporting houses and establishments. She fiercely rivaled Alice Abbott, known as Fat Alice. The conflict peaked in 1886 when Etta shot Alice during a fight, but was acquitted on grounds of self-defense. After health complications, she died in 1908, leaving a significant legacy in the Wild West. In this photograph, taken in the red light district of Hull Avenue in Jerome, Arizona, a woman showcases her elegance with refined attire. Some speculate she may have been intoxicated as she leans against the wall, apparently supported by another woman behind her. It was a portrait of both the glamour and vulnerability that marked the lives of women in the busiest areas of the Wild West. In this photograph, two women accompany their clients, sitting atop a piano, during a night of entertainment in the establishments of the Barbary Coast in San Francisco. Despite the red light abatement law of 1913 and prohibition in 1920, activities like companionship and alcohol consumption continued thriving, becoming pillars of the region's underground economy. This 19th century photograph offers a rare glimpse into the lives of frontier women in modest quarters of their rooms. The image portrays moments when these women interacted with potential clients while simultaneously posing provocatively for the camera in the state of Alaska during the 1890s. With a commanding gaze and impeccably dressed attire, Maggie Hall embodied the perfect balance of elegance and allure. A native of Dublin, Ireland, she arrived in New York in 1873, finding independence through her work. Her ability to captivate and her influential clientele made her one of the most sought-after women of her time. Attending social events with a striking presence, she earned the title Queen of Dawson, leaving her legacy in the city. Maddie Blaylock, with her simple beauty and charming personality, was a notable figure of the Wild West. Before becoming the companion of Wyatt Earp, Maddie worked as a lady of the evening, a common occupation for many women seeking survival in that era. For about 8 years, she shared the adventurous and nomadic life of the famous lawman and gambler, leaving her mark on his story. In this image is Bessie Colvin, the notorious courtesan of Texas, with a defiant gaze and attire combining elegance and boldness, hallmarks of the Wild West. Her journey, marked by frequent changes between establishments, challenged local norms while seeking prestige and independence amidst the challenges and opportunities of the newly discovered Wild West. Emma Lillis Quigley, known for her transformation from a modest citizen to a renowned courtesan, drew much attention around 1880. After posing for this photo, her businesses flourished and she became an impressive figure, strolling with nearly 5,000 pounds of jewelry during her afternoon walks. Her image of luxury and sophistication left a mark in a Wild West where charm was a powerful social currency. Julia Bulette, the Comstock courtesan, stood out in Virginia City, Nevada during the peak of silver mining. Known for her beauty, charm, and dedication to miners, she later opened the renowned Julia's Palace, a luxurious establishment. In 1867, she was violently murdered, causing great mourning in the city. Jenny Bowders, at the center, dressed in black, was an influential madame in the territory from 1896 to 1905. A skilled businesswoman, she managed establishments while investing in real estate and negotiating with local politicians. Despite facing devastating fires at her businesses and struggles with addiction among her workers, she continued thriving in her ventures. In 1905, after moving to the mining camp of Acme, she was tragically murdered by a man pretending to be her husband. Dora Bolshaw, or Dora Dufran, began as a lady of the night early in her life, later becoming a madame in Deadwood, South Dakota, during the competitive gold rush. Known for managing renowned establishments like Diddlin' Dora's, she demanded cleanliness and proper presentation from her girls, which led to the good reputation of her businesses at the time. Laura Bullion, the legendary Rose of the Wild Bunch, navigated between danger and allure. She worked in the famous establishment of Madame Fanny Porter in San Antonio, a secret haven for gangs like the Wild Bunch. There, daring plots were crafted, and Laura, with her cleverness, alternated between offering companionship and supporting clandestine operations. Her connections with notorious outlaws and the establishments made her a key figure in the Wild West. Jenny Rogers, the self-proclaimed queen of the Colorado underworld, ran an elegant two-story brick establishment in Denver during the bustling red light district of 1880. Tall, attractive, and with striking dark hair, she thrived during the gold rush, drawing miners and visitors to her luxurious establishment, which symbolized the charm and opulence of the Wild West amid the frenzy for wealth. Molly Welch, famously known as Chicago Joe, began her life in the Wild West as a courtesan, facing many challenges. Using her beauty and intelligence, she rose to become one of the most respected madames in Helena, Montana. Her establishments were synonymous with luxury and attracted clients ranging from miners to influential men. Chicago Joe turned her story into an example of resilience, protecting her girls and leaving her mark on the underworld of the Wild West with courage and vision. The Tremont on Blair Street in Silverton, Colorado, was a mix of a saloon and establishment in 1893. Downstairs, clients could find drinks, while upstairs, women waved from the windows to attract attention. In the lower left corner of the image is Matilda Big Tilly, the famous pioneering madame alongside her husband Celeste, wearing an apron. In this image, unidentified women enjoy a moment of rest, posing casually while sharing what appears to be glasses of beer in the modest setting of an establishment in Denver, Colorado, around 1890. Dressed in delicate attire, they contrast with the harsh realities of the Wild West era. In this scene from Cripple Creek, Colorado, around 1892, a typical palace of sin of the Wild West showcases its vibrant activity for the time. Musicians play in the saloon while a madame oversees the house, surrounded by employees and courtesans in white dresses, visible even in the upstairs windows. In this photo, two young women known as saloon girls pose inside an establishment in Montana. Their detailed outfits and adorned furniture reveal the attention given to presentation, essential for attracting clients during a time when charm was a means of survival. Frankie Adams, with her perfectly arranged curls and delicate bows, stood out as a youthful and daring figure in the relentless landscape of the Wild West. Her determined yet sweet gaze, along with a dress adorned with elegant details, conveyed a mix of grace and sensuality. With the introduction of the Red Light Abatement Act in California in 1913, which sought to end establishments, Frankie had to reinvent herself during a time of profound social changes in the country, seeking new horizons. In front of the Klondike Dance Hall, a group of women poses, symbolizing the lively culture of Wild West dance halls. Popular from 1849 onward, these venues provided more than entertainment. For $1, men could dance with hired dancers who earned from tickets and drink commissions. Some achieved remarkable earnings, surpassing many workers' salaries. With up to 50 dances a night, they became central figures in the social and economic fabric of the era. In Cripple Creek, Colorado, dancers faced a peculiar dress code. They were required to wear aprons over their short dresses to avoid offending conservative viewers with their exposed ankles. In this lively scene at Crapper Jack's, the girls and their companions enjoy themselves, with rumors suggesting the renowned Madame Laura Bell McDaniel from Colorado City was part of the group. Grande Minnie, a notable figure of the Wild West's underworld, stood out not only for her robust appearance and a few extra pounds, but also for her charisma and generosity. She commanded attention in saloons and establishments, attracting clients from all social classes while challenging the beauty standards of her time. Missouri Whacker, also known as Missouri Griffin, showcases in this photo her delicate and mysterious beauty, with perfectly styled hair and an introspective gaze that contrasted with her boldness in the Wild West establishments. Her elegant dress and the adorned bow around her neck reflect her charm that captivated many admirers of the era. Madame Rogan Wallace, depicted in this image from the special collections of the Idaho Library, showcases a commanding presence in her elaborate dress with puffed sleeves, typical of the late 19th century. A prominent figure in the social scene of her time, she managed an establishment in Idaho renowned for its sophistication. Madame Latulis, or Doña Gertrudis Barcelo, began her journey as a courtesan, but later became an influential businesswoman and Monte player in Santa Fe, New Mexico in the 19th century. Owner of a luxurious gaming hall, she accumulated wealth and political influence, adapting to the cultural changes of the region. Admired for her beauty, intelligence, and cunning, Latoul became a symbol of independence and female power in the American Southwest. On the left side of the image, you can observe a bustling establishment of the time, where women stood at the door, waving their hats to attract passers-by along Market Street in Denver in 1905. If a man did not stop, he might be insulted or even have his hat snatched by the women and thrown inside, forcing him to enter to retrieve it. In this subsequent image of Market Street, still from the same year, a man walks unsuspectingly, about to become a potential client of the woman standing at the door waving to him. Scenes like these were classic and recurrent in Denver, which led to this area being known as the Row. Belle Breezing, one of history's most famous madams, poses in her elegant private parlor in the third and most renowned establishment in Lexington, Kentucky. Known for transforming the space into a center of luxury and entertainment, Breezing remained in charge until her death in 1940. The room's lavishness, with detailed curtains and refined decorative items, confirmed the status and fame she achieved at the peak of her career. In this image, a client waits inside the renowned establishment of Belle Breezing in Lexington, Kentucky. The luxurious setting, with elaborate curtains, refined porcelain, and a decor full of details, reflects the prestige of the place, considered one of the most famous of the era. Breezing, known for her sophistication, turned the space into a symbol of exclusivity and refinement in the Wild West. In this photo, two women wearing the traditional white dresses of the time observed the street from the facade of 2130 Market Street in Denver, 1905, possibly waiting for clients. Below, three men wander along the muddy street, typical of the chaotic scenery of the Wild West. In this photograph, two unidentified women known as soiled doves or bitches of the road pose beside their bicycles. Their refined attire reveals the effort to maintain the elegance typical of the Wild West. This image portrays a typical dance hall scene from the California Gold Rush era, circa 1849. These venues were hubs of entertainment, offering dancing, gambling, and drinks. The dance hall girls, central figures in the scene, earned generously from dance tickets and beverage commissions, often surpassing the wages of common laborers. These halls were more than just places of fun. They embodied the spirit of the Wild West at its peak. This glimpse into Madame Alice Abbott's famous photo album reveals moments from her life in Texas. The young women in the image, captured in a relaxed moment, were likely those working under Alice's management. Hired to entertain clients in saloons and establishments, many of these women found in this work a pathway to independence within the challenges of the frontier. Belle Bernard's establishment, located on Denver Row, was one of the most prestigious in the region around 1885. Frequented by gamblers, fur trappers, cowboys, and miners, the location thrived at the height of the Wild West's economic activity. Known for its sophistication and welcoming atmosphere, it was a must-visit for those seeking luxury and entertainment amidst Denver's hustle and bustle. Historical maps and population records show that in the American West, frontier areas were heavily dominated by men, with up to 20% more men than women. This imbalance, driven by the mass arrival of miners, cowboys, and migrant workers, created fertile ground for the proliferation of establishments. These venues met the demand for companionship in isolated locations, becoming central hubs in budding communities. Jenny Shears poses in a white dress, a symbol of her role as a courtesan. Around 1893, during the harsh realities of establishments in the Wild West. These places were nearly inescapable traps, where women faced intense competition and received little food, creating an environment of difficult survival. Dutch Annie, famously known as the Red Light Queen of Tombstone, Arizona, embodied the resilient spirit of women in the Wild West. With a refined style and serene expression, Annie managed an establishment that became iconic in the city. This photograph, from 1886, taken at Fly's Gallery, captured her commanding presence and elegance. In this image, women pose in front of their cribs, small structures consisting of a single room and kitchen, typical of lower-income workers in the Wild West. While madames managed luxurious mansions decorated with fine wines and cigars, women in cribs and alleys endured the harshest conditions. Clients of elite houses enjoyed dancing and drinking before heading upstairs, while in lower levels encounters were brief and devoid of any luxury. Calamity Jane, the famous frontierswoman and former Wild West courtesan, is seen visiting the grave of Wild Bill Hickok in Deadwood around 1890. Claiming to have been in love with Hickok, Jane maintained a deep connection with him even after his death. Known for her turbulent life, combining bravery and challenges, Jane balanced her days as a military scout with her nights working in establishments. This visit symbolizes her enduring respect for an iconic figure of the West. This poster advertised the Pink Pussycat establishment, standing out in 1873 as a high-standard house, emphasizing respectability, clean beds, and an elegant environment. Posters like this were common in the Wild West, as they were designed to attract clients with the promise of luxury and decorum, even in a context of marginality. In this photo is Kate, also known as Big Nose Kate. Born in Hungary, she immigrated to the United States and began her life as a courtesan at a young age in Kansas. Working in Fort Griffin, Texas, she began a notorious relationship with Doc Holliday, a legendary gunslinger. Known for her bravery, Kate saved Holliday from jail in 1877 by starting a fire and threatening a guard with a gun in a typical Wild West scene. Martha Jane Canary, famously known as Calamity Jane, worked as a companion at the renowned Fort Laramie 3-Mile Hog Ranch in Wyoming. Unlike her peers, she eschewed frilly dresses, favoring men's clothing. Although successful in her work, she split her time between her profession and other roles, such as cattle driving and serving as a military scout. Her independence and generosity made her stand out, as she helped those in need while living her rugged life. She died in 1903, leaving a lasting legacy in the Wild West. This photo is Mary Ann Boyer, or Madame Damnable. After being abandoned by her husband, she moved to Seattle, where she managed a hotel and an establishment on the upper floor of the building. Recognized for her friendly communication in several languages, her establishment also served as a meeting point for foreigners. Unfortunately, after the Great Seattle Fire, she lost her business. She passed away in 1873, leaving a unique legacy in the Wild West. This photo captured four women known at the time as soiled doves, posing in an elegant setting adorned with detailed furniture and tapestries in 1892 at Bob Ford's establishment in Creede, Colorado. In prosperous towns like Creede and Denver during the mining boom, these women were constant figures offering companionship to workers seeking entertainment and comfort. Their elaborate dresses contrasted with the harsh daily life of the Wild West. This photograph showcases a group of women gathered in the richly adorned setting of a Wild West establishment where charm and resilience were their survival tools. In an era marked by mining, railroads, and pioneering, these women found companionship with men as a way to confront the harshness of an unforgiving world, turning adversity into livelihood. This photograph presents one of Storyville's courtesans, the renowned red light district of New Orleans, circa 1912, captured by E.J. Belloc. The woman, dressed in a single piece that accentuates her curves, confidently poses in a chair, exuding both relaxation and pride. Belloc's intimate lens not only captured physical beauty, but also revealed the essence and complexity of these women navigating independence in a precarious social landscape. In this photograph, a young, soiled dove poses confidently, wearing an ornate corset that exudes charm and allure, typical of the elegant establishments in Colorado. The backdrop, adorned with decorative objects, suggests a setting where sensuality and style were perfectly balanced. Captured in 1906, this image immortalizes a fascinating glimpse into the past of the Wild West. Mattie Silks, a legendary Madame of the Wild West, managed establishments in Denver and other Colorado towns with a blend of elegance and boldness. Renowned for her extravagance, she dressed in fine silk garments that symbolized her status. In 1877, she made headlines by being fined for public intoxication like a true lady, according to the Rocky Mountain News. Louisa Bunch, known as Madame Lou, was an iconic figure in the red light district of Central City, Colorado. Running the most successful establishment in the region during the gold rush, she housed four ladies who stood out for caring for miners during epidemics. After her death in 1935, Central City began honoring her with the Lou Bunch Days Festival, celebrating her history and impact in the Wild West. Sadie Orchard arrived in the mining district of Sierra County, New Mexico, and stood out by managing establishments in Kingston and Hillsborough. Born Sarah Jane Creech in 1865 in London, she ran her businesses rigorously, demanding elegance from her workers. During the Spanish flu, she showed compassion by caring for the sick and burying the dead. After decades in the Wild West, she passed away in 1943, leaving a history of resilience and determination. This opulently decorated living room, dated 1890, represents the interior of a typical parlor house, the pinnacle of hierarchy in the Wild West's social scene. In such establishments, the most sought-after women charged up to $50 per client, while the majority of women on the frontier earned between $1 to $5. Parlor houses stood out for their sophistication, featuring bold curtains, refined furniture, and even pianos for client entertainment. Beyond beauty and leisure, these venues maintained security to handle problematic clients, reinforcing the respectability that distinguished them from saloons or cribs. Sally Sampson, nicknamed Teacup Sally, gained recognition in Dodge City, Kansas in 1876 for her flamboyant personality and irreverence. Working as a companion in one of the Wild West's most notorious towns, Sally was known for greeting clients with a teacup balanced on her chest, blending humor with audacity. Her robust figure and commanding presence made her an unforgettable figure in the history of saloons and establishments that defined the era.